guitar video. Happy 335 Thursday. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. And if you want to do a more in-depth lesson sometime, please come visit me on my website. Part of my practice routine I was determined to do this week was to like write a little bit of something. And I don't know that even what I wrote was that original. I was just kind of like tooting around on my 335 today and kind of came up with this thing. I've been kind of playing with slide guitar a lot lately and listening to like Little Feat and a bunch of this like kind of like honky tonkin kind of music. So I obviously have kind of drawn from a little bit of that influence on this one. But I thought it would be really cool because I do like, and again, this is like one of those things. I encourage all players to do this, so I'm kind of forcing myself to do it this week as well. But something like I always do, I always like use maybe like my back pickup for chords, and then my front pickup or my middle like for a combination to like do the solo track. So I thought like for this, it would be really cool to keep the backing track kind of twangy and honky like that. And then maybe like play something thicker on top, just have that other texture. I think especially when you're like layering parts, it's good to have like textures, especially if you have one thing that's like a chord part and another thing that's supposed to kind of go on top of it. It's another thing if you're just like layering and including layers of the same thing, but I don't know, I'm kind of rambling on that. That's not really the point. The point is, what I want to encourage any of my students to do is to always kind of push the envelope, use your influences. Something that was on my list this week was to like maybe use something that was kind of classic and write with that. So I was just using those classic 1-4-5 chords, and then just kind of this little melodic thing. And just kind of keeping that vibe going over like a G7, C7, and a D7. That was kind of my mission on this one. So I encourage anybody who's like doing any of this stuff, and if you're kind of like learning from these videos as we go, I'd encourage you, this is kind of your homework too, write something and maybe use like kind of a classic vibe to write with it, and keep it simple. Like I said, I just did the 3 chords, 1, 4, and 5, but then just kind of elaborating around it and practicing soloing with it. But I found that it was really, really satisfying, and I don't think, you know, while it may be similar to some other honky-tonk things, I don't know that there's actually a song that does exactly this specific thing. So I do feel like a small sense of accomplishment in my writing task, and as I work on it, maybe I'll even come up with some more of my own kind of things. But anyways, that said, it's still a work in progress, but I like to show those things that I'm working on here on my channel, and I hope that it's helpful for anybody out there who's watching. So yeah, go write your own music, use easy chords, use the things that you know. I think practice time is one thing for trying to stretch your palate. Just kind of leave you with this. I think like it's one thing to like stretch your palate and search for new sounds and do that. I think that's what your practice time should be spent doing. But then like when you go to write something, you should be using like almost the very easiest of your techniques, because you want to be able to do something that is really amazing on that. And like something that Victor Wooten talks about in his book is like notes and rhythms. Those are just 2 ingredients of music, and there's like 8 more really important ones. So the less you kind of concentrate on like which notes am I doing, and then concentrate more on which other complex things can I do with my dynamics and with my register and with my tonality and with like my inflections, with my phrasing, any of those kinds of things, the more you can work those things, the more musical your outcome will be. So that said, I think that's all for today. Happy 335 Thursday again. If you do want to do a more in-depth lesson, and or if you just want to get like a free packet full of like, I have a bunch of these shapes with like triads and like 7th chords, scales, all kinds of stuff. So you can just grab that for free, or if you want to go a little bit more in depth, you can sign up for the monthly program there, or you can even just sign up for a lesson. We'll just kind of go through it, how you need to go through it. That's what that website's for. So I'd love to see you out there. Again, please like and comment and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for Funky Friday.